Hey, today we will be looking at Good Samaritan Foundation's website, and I'll be showing you how to customize things using basic WordPress functions. So in order to log in, first you're going to have to go to gsbrfoundation.org and then type in /wp-admin. It'll bring you to this screen, and then you'll use your username and your password, and then you'll click Login. Immediately whenever you log in, it'll bring you to this page, which is the dashboard. There isn't a ton of information here that you'll really have to worry about. We're going to be looking at this menu down here on the left side, and so moving down, updates are the next thing you see. This is where you would come to update your plugins or your themes. Since we take care of your website, we will be updating these, and so you won't really have to worry about this, but if you ever have any questions about it, feel free to ask. Moving on down the sidebar here, we have posts, which you use for blog posts if you ever wanted to add that to your website. And then the next thing you'll have to worry about will be media. So clicking on media, we see here this is going to be all the media items, images, audio, video that is on your website. If you ever wanted to add anything, you could click Add New and then drop a file here or select a file from your hard drive. You won't be using this a ton because if you ever wanted to add a file, you'd usually be doing it through the pages themselves. And then you can also organize the view using one of these two buttons for list view, or to go back to the blocks. Moving on down the side, here are your forms. In the forms themselves, you can go in here and you can edit the different fields by clicking here to add them, or by going in here and editing themselves. You won't really have to worry about this a ton. But if you ever have any questions about how to edit them, or if you ever want us to come in and do anything, be sure to let us know. On the sidebar here, there are pages. This is essentially going to be what the viewer sees on your website. And so, Good Samaritan Foundation, this will be your front page. If you ever want to see what this looks like to anyone viewing it without editing it, you can click Preview Changes here, and it'll open it up, and this will show you exactly what you have. If you ever wanted to go into here and say, I want to change the wording on this section, providing youth an opportunity for a better life, you can come here, there's your slider, and then here's your intro, and you could say, you could add any sort of words here. And then if you click Preview Changes, it'll update this tab, and then right here it added the words that I added. If you're ever confused about how to find a certain section, it could be fixed by clicking these arrows. Those expand and condense the sections themselves. If you're ever in here and you want to change the way words look, let's say you wanted to make this bold, you could come up here to the bold, click that, it bolds it, and then all of your other text transformation tools will be here as well. You can italicize, add bulleted lists, make something a block quote, you can align it to the left or to the right. You can add links, which is what this is here. So in order to add a link, you need to highlight a section, click Insert or Edit Link, and then it'll make it into a link, and then you type in the URL that you want it to link to here. So if you wanted to go to Google, you could just type in Google's URL, hit apply, and then if you type it in correctly, it will make that a link to Google. If you ever wanted to make it open in a new tab, you could come in here, click that, update it, and it would do that. If you ever wanted to get rid of it, you can click on it and then just click Remove Link here. You also have the ability to make text different sizes and those sort of things through here. And then you can also click on this tab and add background images in order to add certain images to the background of any sort of text. So that would add a background image that would cover this white space here instead. And if you are ever confused about things that are on the page, let's say if we had all these condensed, and then you're like, what's this text box, or what is this layout setting thing? You can get rid of those by clicking on screen options, and you can get rid of layout settings, Yoast SEO, because you don't really need those. Then if you scroll down, those sort of things are gone. They aren't going to be there anymore. And then of course, if you ever make an edit to a page and you need to save it for any reason, or if you are like, okay, this is actually what I want, after going through the preview, make sure to just click update. That way that the changes that you did actually stick. Moving on down the side some more, we have this appearance tab. And if you go in here, this will have your widgets. So the widgets are going to be these sections above and below, typically the main content of the site that'll be there on every page. So this Let's Talk will be a widget, this menu down here will be a widget, as well as this menu up here will be a widget. And you can see that here as a navigation menu. That is the thing here at the top. The Let's Talk box down at the bottom, that can be changed right there. So if you ever wanted to, let's say you got a new phone number or you wanted to change this email, you could go in here and you could edit it directly. If you ever needed to add another section, let's say you wanted to add something down here that had directions to how to get to you, you could come down here to Visual Editor, click on where you want it to go, then click Add Widget, and then it's over here in the footer. And so then you could click it and drag it up wherever you want it to go, whatever order, and then you could add whatever content you wanted in here. If you ever have one or a widget in anywhere in the footer or header that you don't want to have, you can come down here and click delete. It'll get rid of it for you, which I'll do since we don't need that. Moving on, we have menus. And like I said, this is the thing at the bottom and at the top of the website here. If you ever added more pages to your website, you could go over here and click Add to Menu, and then you could add that, save the menu, and then it would pop up here. That's the basics of the menus and the widgets. A lot of content there, so if you ever have any questions about it, feel free to ask us. We're always open to questions and to helping you figure out your website. Moving on down the side, this is plugins again. We take care of that. You won't really need to add any users. And the rest of these things down here are things that either your website doesn't use or you won't really have to ever edit. If you ever have any questions about them though, feel free to ask. We really look forward to helping you and your site grow, and if you have any questions, just ask us.